Red Bull. So that's the Red Bull team decided for Tier 2 this season. Then Spray and Pray, our commentator from last season, is going to be driving this season, and he'll be in the McLaren alongside Polished Rules. So we're working to find a new commentator for Tier 2, so if you know anyone that would be interested at all in doing some commentating for us, Thursday 7:30, obviously we promote you all over our Facebook page and through the Discord, so you get plenty of hits on it. Please do get in contact with either myself or Skills Dan, and we will sort you out with getting you the relevant permissions, etc. on the Discord. And then Landscaping then going to be partnered up with Curly over at Mercedes. And Landscape, always a massive fan of the Mercedes team, and I'm sure he's feeling hashtag blessed right now. Almost as much as Bloodpool would be. Bloodpool realistically is Lewis Hamilton. So. And fourth us then in the AlphaTauri, so alongside Mir over there. And the last four riders yet picked, we've got Caesar, Ferrari, and Alpine, and then over at Alfa Romeo. The Ferrari goes to SRL Trem, so he'll be joining us in as Landscape says, he will thank everyone over at the factory. I'm sure you'll be getting used to saying that.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Hybrid Racing F1. We are in Hungary. So, quite a fast, tight, twisty track. Pretty hard to overtake, so quali will be really important for these guys. Come race time, there will be a couple of incidents. As you said, it is hard to overtake, so there'll be a couple of last ditch manoeuvres. Looking quite overcast out there tonight. Come to a wet race, but we will soon see. So we will just get... Who should we follow with? Let's follow... Right. Strange thing. Right. Ah, there we go. The screen wasn't changing then. Let's follow Bowden. So we will follow the Ferrari, see how he gets on. Just getting his tyres nice and warm, heading into the start of Sector 2. Tell you what, we'll follow the Haas because he'll cross the line first and give us a benchmark. So I should have a nice shoot down the straight. No cars coming out to block his path, so we'll see how Dino gets on his flyer. And then it'll be Whale coming to start his flying lap, and then Bowden in the Ferrari. And then a couple of other guys will start filling round. So we've got Dino just starting through Sector 1, going up to the tight chicane. As he just starts Sector 2 now, swoops round the right-hander. So he will obviously go fastest out there. Takes the chicane quite nice. Now it's into the fast sector. Doesn't want to hit this curb on the inside. So Dino will stick a benchmark time down for everyone else to aim to. I'm expecting Whale to go faster straight after it though, one of the quick guys. He puts a 1:18.6 in, and we will see what Whale will do as he just comes round onto the start straight. That's a 1:16.5, so 2 seconds quicker than the Has. Got Bowden jumps in with a pretty decent time for his first lap. BX just 6 tenths off. With a 1:17.2. Monster with a 1:17.6. Thomas with a 1:17.8. Daguna just behind Whale with a 1:16.7. So quite a few quick guys going into the 1:16s early. Kement's yet to put a time in yet. He is on his outlap. No Yeet Enjoyer tonight. WPUI is in. Wallace, another quick guy. Chaldinho's in. So we will jump on board with Kements and see how he does in his Red Bull. So we've just got Kements there warming his tyres up, trying to clear a bit of the traffic as the two Hazes will pit. Two Astons should I say, and the Haz and the McLaren. So nice clear run for Kements. Should get past the Haz coming out the pits, yep. Kements will be looking to get in the 1:16s to put pressure on Whale, on sitting on pole at the minute. Coxey in 5th with a 1:17.1. A new guy to me. Mr. Heatgang in the McLaren. Nice to see Pete with a teammate for once. Well, just 2 corners left for Kements and we'll see what time he's put in. Fastest in sector 2, so he should be up there at least. We've got Whale going out for a second lap. And Kements slides into second, splits Whale and Daguna with a 1:16.6. So Whale is still on provisional pole for now. So Archilly jumps into 4th with a 1:16.8. Obviously not wanting to start from the back like last time. Hopefully he can stay up there into the first few corners until the race starts stretching itself out a little bit. Now 4 guys still yet to put a time in. Wallace with the slowest time out there with a 1:29.6. He'll obviously be looking to improve on that. We've still got Whale in provisional pole. So we've got Whale just coming through sector 2 to see if he improves on his provisional pole time. As we've got WPUI going out. So we will jump from Whale to him and see what he does. So Whale quickest in sector 2. So it looks like he will improve on his first lap time as he comes round the final corner onto the start straight. And he improves by 1/10. So VX puts a nice lap in with a 1:16.53, goes second, so it's looking good for the Astons with 2 in the top 5. 2 Alphas in the top 5 and the Red Bull splitting them. I think Thomas will be wanting to improve on his 15th place. Couple of guys still yet to put laps in. Ben the Burn has retired or DNF'd. Oh no, he's actually got a quali ban. But retiring on track in the last race, I think, if I can remember rightly. Thomas going out, so we will jump on board with him. We'll see if he can improve on his 1:17.8. Currently a second and 4/10 off pole. I do apologise if I keep yawning. It's been a long day in work. WPUI jumps into 3rd place. Knocks the Gooner out the top 5 with a 1:16.5, and just as I say that, Cialdino goes in with a 1:16.2 and knocks Whale off the pole. So that's quite a quick time, 2/10 quicker than 2nd place. Provisional pole for the moment for the Mercedes. So that's 2 Mercedes in the top 5, 2 Aston Martins in the top 5, and the lonely Alpha. Not much to split from 2nd down to 8th, so we should have quite a quick race. I'm expecting 1 or 2 safety cars, so that could help out with tyre strategies for a few people. So we've got Chaldino in first, Whale in second, Daguna slips into third with his teammate slightly behind him in fourth, which is VX. Then we've got the Mercedes of WPUI in fifth, Coxey, not seeing him race yet, in sixth in the Alpine. Then it's the Red Bull of Kemmons, the other Alfa Romeo of Archilly, then the Ferrari of Bowden, and then Kemmons' teammate Boduch in 10th. So Thomas is just outside the top 10 with a 1:16.9. We've got the two Alpha Tauris down the bottom with Wallace and Wolsey. So the last couple of laps for people to try and improve with 3 minutes left to go. So they should be able to get at least one flying lap in. Icelandic Rob still not to put a time in. Don't know whether he's got a quali ban or not. So will anyone be able to knock the Mercedes off the top with a 1:16.2? So Icelandic Rob finally puts a lap in and is very unlucky not to get provisional pole, as he is just outside by a couple of hundredths with a 1:16.263 to a 1:16.245 of the pole time. Daguna still in fourth, just doing an outlap now, so we will jump on board with him. Let's see how he gets on. So it's just coming around the straight now, might give his teammate a bit of a tow. Now he just moves out the way. But he will get a nice slipstream off his teammate down the straight for his flying lap. VX goes pole with 1:16.243, now that is close. Nice little stream for his teammate there. See if he can get two Astons on pole. Oh, Chaldino comes in with a 1:15.8. Just when VX40 had it. So that's quite a nice pole time there. So we got Daguna just coming around the final turn, see if he can improve on his 5th place. And he does improve by 1 spot. So that's the second row locked out by the Astons. So Cialdino is your pole sitter for tonight's race in Hungary with a 1:15.8, and Whale and VX are just behind with a 1:16.1 and a 1:16.2. Both Aston Martin teammates with the same times, and Icelandic Rob just outside them too with a 1:16.263. So we'll get the last of the guys to retire and we'll have a short break, and then we'll bring you live racing action from Hungary. So we'll just start the formation lap as someone goes stage right. So your top 10 is Chaldino, and then we've got Whale in the Alpha, the two Astons of VX Laguna, Icelandic Rob in the Williams, WPUI in his Mercedes, Coxie, the new guy to me, in the Alpine, Kemmons in the Red Bull, Arkilly starting in the middle of the pack, so hopefully everything goes okay for him. And then we've got Bowden rounding out the top 10 in the Ferrari. So then the rest is Thomas, Boduch, Lycorius, Pete, Wallace, Mr. Heat Gang, Monster, Dino, Wolsey and Ben the Burn, who had a quali ban. So let's hope for a clean first turn. Seem to just have a little delay. Oh dear. So it looks like... Oh, WPUI has lost connection, which caused a little minor glitch. So we've got Chaldino, who is through off pole nice and clean. Whale follows him through in second. Then we've got the two Astons of VX and Laguna. Battling away around the outside is Laguna on his teammate. She'll give him the inside for the next corner. Then we've got Kemmons, who's made up a couple of places. The big gainer in that was Wallace and Mr. Heatgang. So we've got the Kemmons trying to chase down VX. As everyone rifles through the chicane nice and clean, no incidents in the background. Oh, the Alpine's gone. Coxie, the new guy, just took too much of the curb and spun his arse round. Bowden looks to have lost a couple of places as he slips down to 19th. He's lost 9 places. Everyone is just starting to string round in tandem now. Got Icelandic Rob right on the back of Wallace. Just too far away to make a move. Everyone on mediums I can see, I think. Coxie with the 5-second penalty, speeding in the pit lane, trying to change his front wing by the looks of it. That might be a retirement. So your top 5 is still Chaldino, Whale, Laguna, VX and Kemmons. Wallace is now up to 7th, that's 8 places made from his starting position, and he is right on the back of Boduch. So we'll stay on board with him. He's under a bit of pressure from Icelandic Rob though, looking to make up his places that he's lost. Ben the Burn up 6 places as well. Mr. Heat Gang up 9, up to 9th. Oh, and Icelandic Rob has spun. In the background there, you can just see him going round. Chaldino with the fastest lap, a 1:18.7, which will improve as the track gets a little bit more rubbered in. So we have a couple of big losers in this race, which is Icelandic Rob, Bowden and Coxie. So we have just got Whale spinning round onto the grass as he rejoins safely. So that's another guy who's missed out. 2 Astons at the top now, but it looks like Cialdino has disappeared slightly. Oh, and Cialdino spun. Oh, and he's ripped off his front wing, so that is going to ruin his race. Obviously pushing too much to try and get away from the 2 Astons, so that has jumped Daguna very fortunately into first place with his teammate just behind him, who could probably hold off Kemmons for Daguna. So Kemmons will hopefully be getting past VX as quick as he can to chase down Daguna. Wallace now promoted up to 5th with Wales spin and Cialdino's unfortunate incident. Wallace the big earner here as Whale goes in to change his wing. Not sure whether he'll might come back out. Might actually change onto softs and come back out. So Boduc is getting left a little bit by the front 3. Got Wallace right on the back of Boduc. Might be able to get past him on the straight. Foxy puts in the fastest lap. VX is still slipped in behind Daguna with Kemmons right behind VX. WPUI pushing to get to the back of Wallace. Got Wolsey just slipped down 1 place there, but has gained 5 places. Got Thomas catching up quickly to the back of the McLaren. Has a little look into turn 1, thinks better of it. We've got Spinner in sector 2. He's got going again. Ferrari does seem to have a bit more pace than the McLaren. Might be looking to get past them in the next DRS zone. As I said, it's quite a hard track to overtake on. I don't think there's been many overtakes other than people having incidents and people gaining places. So we've got Wallace in 5th now, with WPUI right on his tail. Thomas might have a go. We've got a yellow in sector 3. Wolsey with a 10-second time penalty. Don't know whether he spun or cut across unintentionally. Thomas looking for a go into the first corner. McLaren goes defensive. Has the Ferrari got the pace to go around the outside? Yes, he has. Nice move there by Thomas, nice and clean. McLaren comes fighting back, but the Ferrari should have it. And he keeps hold of his place. Great aerial shots of the battle there. Got Coxey, who is retired in the pits, I think. Although it does look like his car is coming back out. Got WPUI right on the back of Wallace there as he just runs a little bit wide. Trying to take the Alpha Tauri. Kemmons just slipping onto the back. Wolsey is retired. I think he is retired in the pits. Yep. But it also looks like his car is coming back out again, which might cause a couple of problems. So we've got a great battle going on here as the Mercedes just slips through and off pulls the Alpha Tauri. So that's the second DNF of the sprint race. Got VX coming under pressure from Clements. So no penalties yet for the top three. Clements looks like he's got a little bit more pace than VX. Thomas has slipped back from Wallace a little bit. So this is the closest battle we have on track at the minute, so we'll stay with this. Whale has DNF'd, retired in the pits, so his car will pull off the track safely soon. So the top three still battling away. Thomas is close to the back of Wallace now. These guys always seem to find themselves on the track together. Oh, 3-second penalties for WPUI, obviously forcing it too much. So we have got a Haas retiring in the pit lane, so that's the fourth DNF. We'll see if the Ferrari of Thomas can get past Wallace. Wallace runs a little bit wide, gives Thomas the inside. Ooh, that was close. These battling has brought R. Kelly back into the frame, so we will stay with these three battles. Just looks like Wallace is struggling off corner entries slightly. He's used a lot of his ERS up as Thomas slips through nicely, slides a little bit, which might give Wallace the impotence to get back at him. Arkilly poised there, waiting for these two to tangle. But the Ferrari keeps hold of the place very nicely. Pete is just latching onto the back of this battle as well. Still no movement up front, it's still Daguna, VX and Clements. We've got Cialdino retiring now, and I think Dino in the Haas will probably follow him soon. So Thomas will be wanting to get inside WPUI's 3 seconds with the penalties coming into play. Bolduc and Wallace making up the most places. Arkilly is right on the back now, and Pete has joined the party. Arkilly has made a move up the inside into turn 1 very nicely. Nice and clean. So that sets Arkilly off to try and chase down Thomas in the Ferrari. Pete just behind Wallace now. Will he be able to get past the struggling Alpha Tauri? Got Clements getting ever so closer to VX. See if the Red Bull can make any moves on the Aston Martin. as you get that concertina effect where a car slows down and then speeds up and the other one closes in. Might be able to get him on DRS down the straight with 2 laps to go. VX just getting it off his teammate, which will help out, but these 3 will close up very nicely, as VX might want to get past his teammate for the victory. Got Thomas up into 6th now, chasing down Boduc, but he's 3.4 seconds off him. You just see the Ferrari and the Alfa in the background there, getting ever so closer is Achilles. 6/10 off the Ferrari. Got Pete just on the back of Wallace in the McLaren. WPUI with another 3-second penalty, so that's 6 seconds for him. So that won't help him out very much. We've got the McLaren. Will he be able to make a move on the AlphaTauri in the last 2 laps? Probably will be able to get past him on the straight because Wallace has not got DRS. McLaren pulls out and slips through. Looks like Wallace is coming back at him though, but Pete should have the inside line. Oh, I think that could have been avoided. So Pete has slipped down, but Wallace keeps his position. That promotes Mr. Heat Gang, Lycorius and Bowden all up one place. Got Kemmons who's been overtaken by WPUI, but he has got 6 seconds of penalties. So I don't think Kemmons will be fighting that too hard. We've got a back marker of Dino in the Haas, who is still going round, 49 seconds off the pace. And that is Daguna for the win. VX in 2nd, Kemmons in 3rd because of the penalties, Boduc in 4th, Thomas takes a very good 5th. Boduc making up 8 places, Achilles with a 6th, WPUI dropped back to 7th, Mr. Heat Gang 8th, Lycorius 9th, and Bowden rounds out your top 10 for the feature. So we are just waiting for drivers to get ready for the feature race. So your grid for the feature race in Hungary is on pole we have Daguna, second place we have PX, third place we've got Kements, his teammate in fourth is Boduch, fifth place Thomas, sixth we find Arkilly, seventh WPUI, Mr. Heatgang is in eighth, Lycorius is in ninth, Bowden in 10th, Wallace we find in 11th, in 12th we've got Pete, Ben the Burn is in 13th, just behind him in 14th is Icelandic Rob, Dino in 15th, Chaldino in 16th, in 17th we find Monster, Whale is in 18th, Wolsey in 19th and Coxey in 20th. So quite a mixed bag on the tyres, with Ben the Burn going on softs. Softs probably isn't a bad shout considering there might be a safety car in the first couple of laps. Four Aston Martins might have split the strategy with one on medium and one on hards, but it looks like they've both gone on mediums, both Red Bulls on hards. So it's two Astons, two Red Bulls and then the Ferrari. So we will go with Kements in third place to get a decent view of the first turn. Hopefully everyone gets through sector 1 nice and tidy. We've got 5 lights and it's green and everyone gets off okay, no disconnects. Monsters looks like he's got a blistering start. The Red Bulls are flying down the inside. Looks like all the front runners got through quite nicely. Clements has slipped down a couple of places. Daguna is kept to his pole. Bolduc has made it through, and we've got incidents at the back, and would you believe it, it's Hilly again. Man alive. I don't know what this guy has to do to get through the first few corners. Bolden looks like he was collected with him. So we've got Kemmins and VX again battling away. Thomas has lost 2 places. Ben the Burn has made up 7 on his softs. Dino has made up 7 places also. Wolsey is up 8. We've got a spin there as Wallace finds himself slipping further down the track. So into lap 1, and we've had 3 spinners. As Daguna puts in the fastest lap with a 1:26.0, which will obviously be beaten. Got Ben the Burn making up more places on his soft tyres, the only soft runner out of the grid. So Icelandic Rob has also had an incident and he's lost 6 places. So Ben the Burn flying through the pack on his soft tyres, but will have to pit very, very early. So Ben the Burn up 8 places, just 1 second off Kemmins in 4th. Dino has made up 7, Wolsey has made up 9 places in this Alpha Tauri. As everyone is just filing into a little DRS train at the minute. Got a little battle going on as Lycorius trying to get round the outside of Wolsey in the Williams. That is give Pete a little bit of a jump as well. It looks like he wants to get round the side of the both of them. Looks like the Williams has slightly more pace than the Alpha Tauri. Both Alfa Romeos in 14th and 16th as well. Not very good for the championship. Oh, we've got spinner. It's Wolsey that spun. I don't know whether there was contact from the... Who was he battling with now? It was the Williams. He gets going again. Doesn't look like there's any wing damage there. He's in 16th. Tyres might be a bit knackered though. So yet to see whether that will be in the incident report or not. You have another spinner then? Nope. Ben the Bird is still going around nicely with the soft tyres on. Probably looking to change them soon though. Lycorius gets past as Mr. Heatgang has lost connection. Now his teammates just going to ghost through him rather nicely. So that moves up Pete into the top 10. Dino loses a place to the fast WPUI. Still got the 2 Astons out front, but Bolduc is on the back of VX. So we are back to normal, resuming grid positions with Daguna, VX, Bolduc and Kemmins. Wolsey is retired in the pits. Thomas is going along nicely in the Ferrari. So no penalties yet. Got Lycorius right on the back of Dino. Looks like he might just slip through into the first corner. Dino goes defensive. That gives Pete a bit of a chance to try and get past both of them. Pete goes up the inside of the Williams there. Nice move. Takes both of them in one corner. Brave as well. That puts Pete into 8th position from 10th. Ben the Burn still in 5th on the soft tyres, but they will start going off pretty soon, so we'll be looking for maybe medium soft towards the end. Kement's still trying to cling on to the back of his teammate. Laguna has got a 2.5 second lead in first place. Got Wallace at the back making a move on Mr. Heatgang, who's still not got his connection back. Coxey in 14th, made up 6 places after crashing out in the sprint race. Whale has made up 7 after losing out on the first lap. So I expect Whale, Arkilly, Coxey, Wallace and Bowden to start coming through soon. Bowden was collected by Arkilly. As we've got Whale and Dino having a bit of battle, and Whale slips through. So that puts Whale into 9th. Looks like Dino is coming under pressure from Lycorius in the Williams. So this is the closest battle we have out there at the moment, so we will stay on board to see if the Williams can make any dent into the Haas in front. Oh, Dino's overcooked it on that one corner you never want to spin on. Oh, don't reverse into the middle of the track. That would have put a few people off as they were coming around that fast corner. Got Ben the Burn pitting to get them soft tyres off. So that promotes Whale into 9th. Thomas has lost out here, but is battling back well with the Mercedes. Looks like the Mercedes just might have the corner as he twitches his way through. Ferrari is coming back at him though, round the outside. Internet looks a bit jumpy there for WPUI. Looks a bit sketchy. Got Pete coming up fast behind them now. More these battle, the more time he will chew into that lead. So top 4 is still the same. Everyone outside each other's DRS. Got Thomas coming back on WPUI. Wallace and Coxey and Arkilly and Whale making their way through the slower drivers now after their earlier incidents. Whale up 10 positions as he started from the back of the grid after his crash in the sprint race. Got Bowden and Wallace having a battle. Carrying on from Mexico. Did they all get through the corner? Yes, they did. we'll see if Bowden can make his extra grip on the mediums work against the hard tyres that Wallace has had on. And the burn with new mediums, so we will be looking to change towards the end of the race, maybe onto another set of softs. I find a close battle. This seems to be one we can watch. Got Archilly trying to make a move on Lycorius, trying to bite into that time. Thomas and Pete here having a battle. Pete just clinging onto the back of the Ferrari as the Ferrari with Thomas tries to get back at the Mercedes of WPUI. Just don't want to touch that curb. Cialdini right on the back of the Haas. Now he's going to send it into the chicane. Yep, got that move done pretty neatly. So top four is still as they were. Not much movement between them. Got Bowden and Wallace battling over 13th and 12th in the background. Not much between them. Got Coxey, who looks like he might have spun, or he's gone wide into the wall. He's ripped his wing off, so he's going to have to do a full lap with no wing. Hopefully doesn't impede his teammate too much. So we jump back up to Archilly, see if he can get past the Williams. This is the closest battle we've got on track at the minute. Bowden is quite close to Wallace, as we can just see. Hemmings looks like he's slipped down there. Looks like he's had the spin. Slipped all the way back down to 8th. We can see if the Ferrari can get past the Alpha Tauri with DRS. He might just be too far back, but he's going to have a go. Wallace is just easing the Ferrari out there slightly. Lycorius gets your first penalties of the day. And we've got full yellow safety car. No safety car yet. So just a full caution yellow. So we've got WPUI is pitting, and he's picked up 5-second penalty for speeding the pit lane. So he must have brought out the caution because he's missing his wing. It's going to put him all the way down. Bowden is also pitting for soft tyres. Not sure they can go all the way to the end. So Laguna is now 3.2 seconds clear. Bolduc is 8 seconds off VX. Thomas has promoted himself up into 4th with Clemens' spin. I'm not sure how many other drivers race in cockpit view, but I know Thomas does. Don't know how the hell he manages to do it, but I think he might be one of the only ones in the league to do it. Now he's sitting nicely in 4th, he's got Pete just behind him. So another nice clean drive for Pete. Made up quite a few places. 7 places. Whale up for driver of the day at the minute, making up 12. You would expect him to. He was only in that position on pole because of an incident in the sprint race. I wouldn't count Whale out for the win just yet. Cialdino, one of the other quicker drivers, finds himself nicely in 11th. So Whale is now getting involved with Pete. He's just off the back of him. So this will be a close battle soon between Whale, Pete and Thomas. Everyone just dipping in and out of DRS. Looking good for the 2 Astons up top. Laguna and VX both on mediums. Bolduc on hards, Thomas on hards. So now we have our first yellow of the day. Full safety car caution. This will see a couple of people jump into the pits. All the medium runners will probably pit and jump onto hard tyres. So with the two Astons pitting, everyone has been promoted up a space. The Gooner slotted back out into 4th, the X into 7th. That promoted Bolduch, Thomas and Whale. So Whale has made up a good chunk of places. Jump off the hard tyres onto the mediums, or did he stay out? Stayed out. So top 3 stayed out. The Gooner is pitted into 4th, so he's looking good. I don't know why he's put inters on. So is VX. Maybe they're expecting rain. Must be rain on the way. Pete's jumped onto them. So is Chaldinho. And Golden. Thought I saw a bit of rain then as I was flicking through. Don't think it's wet enough yet though, which might burn his tyres up. Just starting to spit a little bit now. Might have been the right call. We shall soon see. So safety car should be in this lap. We've got a few guys on intermediates as it just starts to rain. So they'll be hoping it starts raining a little bit more than it currently is. Two DNFs already. Halfway distance in the race. So strangely, because everyone is pit, Thomas has stayed out on hards. That could be a bit of a mistake. So everyone on intermediates apart from Thomas, who has left his hard tyres on. Could be an interesting strategy from the Ferrari driver. Maybe it's still not as slippy as it looks. With everyone pitting onto intermediates, it's shook up the grid. But we have our two pole sitters, front row sitters, back where they were. So Thomas is coming into the pits. I thought he would. Probably stayed out a lap too long there. Might catch up to the safety car in the pits. So that is promoting everyone. So Daguna is in first, as he was from the start, with his teammate VX alongside him. Thomas is going to have to make up some ground. He's going to gamble with the full wets. Probably stayed out one lap too long under the safety car. But we'll see what his times are compared to the other guys who are on intermediates. Seems to be losing a bit of time at the minute. And there's your first penalties. 3 seconds to WPUI as he normally gets, exceeding track limits. So we've still got Daguna, VX, Pete, another nice clean race for Pete in the McLaren. Arkilly has picked up 3 seconds to join the other penalty guys as he slips down, so that might have been a spin. Pete is forced out a little bit wide there, but keeps it nice and tight. A little bit of bumping and boarding. WPUI just made a move. We've got Boduch and Wallace having a good little battle going on in the midfield. Got Thomas, who is losing more and more time on them wet tyres. We'll be praying for more heavy rain as the laps go. Couple of guys starting to run wide a little bit on the intermediates. Thomas is now a pit stop away. Mr. Heatgang has lost his connection again. So I don't think the wet tyres were quite the right choice for Thomas at the minute, as we've got a battle going on here with Whale and Coxey. Tiptoeing away around the corners. Coxey coming under pressure from Wallace. We've got Wallace just going round the inside to the next corner. Slips through quite nicely. Coxey's just going a little bit wide. Bolduc's not close enough to make a move, so he stays in 8th place. Got Bolduc right on the back of his tail at the minute. Chaldino up front, chasing down VX. Holden has got a cracking view of the battle ahead. Just look from the back of the Aston Martin to the Mercedes, and we can just see the Ferrari in the background getting onto the back of these guys as well. Bolduc has spun up front, slipped down a couple of places, and so is Ben the Burn by the looks of it. Thomas is now 51 seconds back from Ben the Burn, so definitely wasn't wet tyres. But you might as well carry on, because you never know if there's a safety car coming out. Lycorius picks up some penalties. Quite a close battle going on in the back here. Got 3 cars in the battle. Has the Williams and the Red Bull, who's coming through now. Go up front, as it looks like Odin might be trying to make a move. Unfortunately Thomas has retired in the pits. Obviously the wrong choice of tyres. Had a pitted for intermediates, and hopefully there was hopefully you got a safety car. So VX coming under pressure from Cialdino. Whether he'll have the pace to get past him on the front. Oh, he's gone up the inside. Late on the brakes. So Daguna has now got back to his 2.5 second lead that he had before the rain came. Cialdino's got through, made up quite a few places after his earlier incidents. Coxey gets 3-second penalty. 14 places made up by Cialdino. VX just slipping a second behind now and is coming under pressure from Bowden. Peter's just closing onto the back of 4th place as well, as Coxey and Kemmons are having a battle. Whale is just poised in 6th place. Twelve places made up by him after his incident in the sprint race. Got a battle going on with Coxey and Arkilly and Kemmons. Lycorius just latching onto the back, and that is bringing Monster and Bolduc with them. So a couple of guys battling over 8th to 13th. Up front you're saying 4 drivers. Holden is just slipping off the back of VX slightly. 8/10 now. Cialdino is closing down on Daguna. He's made 5/10 up in 2 laps. So showing good pace from the Mercedes driver. Wallace has got himself 3 penalties. Wheeler's now closed on to the back of Pete. Pete's having another tidy race in the McLaren. Not so much can be said for his teammate, but keeps popping in and out. Obviously got connection issues. Track doesn't look like it's getting any drier or any wetter, so it should be intermediates all the way to the end. we've got Whale coming onto the back of Pete here, so that's going to put pressure on Pete to defend his 5th place. None of the top 6 have penalties, so nothing penalties shouldn't come into play. WPUI has got 3. Just as I say that, Bolduc picks up 3. Obviously running wide under the wet conditions. Look like Whale might be trying to make a move on Pete. Pete goes a little bit defensive, spins a little bit. That'll give Whale a chance up the inside. Trying to fight it round the wetter outside though. Hopefully they both get down the straight clean into the first corner. Looks like Whale's got the inside. Moves himself up to 5th place and will chase down Bowden. Bowden is 6/10 off VX. Chaldino is now slipped back to 2.2, 2.3 off the back of Daguna. Pete coming under pressure from the other Mercedes driver, which is WPUI. Just have a quick check on penalties. I think everyone is on 3. Lycorius is on 6, sorry. So that's going to cripple him a little bit. So WPUI be looking to get past Pete and try and stretch as far as he can up the leaderboard, ready for his penalties, as he goes massively wide there and nearly clips the wall. We'll just have a look how our leader is getting on. Pretty much a straight clear now, 2.4 seconds clear. So the early pressure that Chaldino was put on has kind of waned a little bit. Staguna is 2.5 clear, and then VX is 2.7 off Chaldino. Got Arkilly having an incident there. WPUI gets past Pete. Can Pete come back at him? Pete seems to be struggling a little bit coming out the exit of corners. Got Bolduc. Ben the Burn has retired in the pits. Monster is just clinging onto the back of Lycorius here. The Haas versus the Williams. Got Bowden and VX having a battle up front. Looks like he has got through, or has VX spun? VX might have had an incident there because Whale has slipped through. These three now battling each other. I think VX might have had a bit of an incident because now he has got WPUI right on the back of his tail. That should bring Pete into the frame as well as these two battle. Don't forget WPUI has got 3-second penalties. Looks like he's got a little bit more pace than the Aston, but I don't think he'll be able to get through in the first corner. Chaldino has just closed the gap slightly on Daguna. Down to 1.8 now. Maybe he was just saving his tyres a little bit. Oh, Pete's picked up a penalty. One of the guys out there that doesn't really get penalties has now picked up a penalty. So that's going to bring Kemmins into it nicely. Icelandic Rob is retired. And that will bring out a safety car as he has crashed on track. So what will everyone do here? Will people pit for new intermediates, or will they stay on what they've got? No one is pitting out of the top two. See what the Ferrari chooses to do. Everyone watching the Delta as they come round. So nobody choosing to pit yet. Oh, Cialdini pitted for fresh intermediates. Pete just passes him, and so does Kemments. So he's pitted and came out in 8th with probably 3, maybe 4 racing laps to go after the safety car has passed. Wallace has got a drive through for speeding, exceeding his Delta. So your top 3 now is Daguna, Bowden and Whale. Don't know why it's told us twice that he's got 2 drive-throughs. So a couple of guys have jumped on wets as the rain does look like it's getting heavier. Yes, we know he's got a drive-through penalty. Unless he's just absolutely hammering it to get disqualified. And he has been disqualified. I know he was saying in Discord that he hates this track because he actually lost at a league race here once. Well, I think you can add tonight to your disappointing races at Hungary as well. So 4 guys have jumped on wets as the track does look decidedly worse than it was before. See, this is what I was on about when people were retiring, like Thomas and that in the pits. You never know what's going to happen in a race. So Thomas could have well been in this. So lap 29 of 35. Safety car should be in this lap, which will give us 5 laps of racing action. We'll see who comes out on top. Couple of guys on full wets. Most of these guys on old intermediates. Fastest lap is a 1:19.0, which won't be getting any better, I don't think. So keep an eye on Cialdini, Coxey, Hilly, Lycorius and Mr. Heat Gang. And we'll see how they do on full wets compared to 14 lap old intermediates of Dagoon and Bowden. Everyone else 12 lap old intermediates. So we will jump down to Cialdini and see what he can do. Doesn't want to spin like he just nearly did though. And Daguna was gone. Got a little bit of a jump on Bowden. WPUI and VX look like they changed positions a little bit early. So we'll see how the full wets do. Lovely move there from Cialdini. Takes at least 3 people in one corner. A little bit of bumping and boarding in the background. So that is up to 5th. And going off his early pace, it looks like the full wets could have been the right choice. Teammate is just in the way there, moves out the way to let the faster guy through. And it looks like Cialdino has made the correct decision here, as he's made up 6 places. As the Ferrari goes across there. Forced off track a little bit, so shouldn't get a penalty. And the wet tyres are absolutely flying as he flies round the outside of Laguna. Shows him no respect whatsoever with that one. And I think wet tyres were the correct choice after all, as the intermediate guys are just going backwards. Coxey has moved up past Mr. Heatgang and Pete. So Laguna is now flying through. Cialdino is now 2 seconds clear of Laguna. So I think that safety car pretty much killed Laguna's race. Whale is in 3rd, but Arkilly is closing on these guys as the wet runners come flying through. WPUI is pitted. Couldn't really see the point in that because there's only 3 laps left and he's got 3-second penalties, but he might be able to jump up with the other penalties on the other guys. We'll see if Arkilly can make roads into the race with 4 laps to go. Cialdino has got this in the bag. I would pretty much think so, with 4.5 seconds climbing from Laguna. He only has to keep it on track and he has pretty much won the race. "15 places made up, don't forget." So, bit of a Hamilton in the Mercedes there, 15th to 1st. Got Arkilly battling away here with the Ferrari in front. Tries to go around the inside, he'll switch back. Laguna and Whale getting quite close up here, both on old intermediates. Looks like a Ferrari got spun round in the background. Yep, Bowden has gone round. Managed to keep hold of it. As there's a 3-way battle here. Cummins has retired in the pits. Bolduc has spun on the track. So we've got Laguna and Whale battling over the last 2 podium positions. So Bolduc has retired on the track, or has he crashed again? I think he might have crashed in sector 1. Three laps to go. Pete has had a spin, I think. Arkilly now behind his teammate with the faster tyres. Should be able to pass Whale into the braking zone quite easily. So after his earlier incidents, Arkilly is battling his way back up. Laguna's going to have to cling on for dear life for 2 laps with the faster car with the better tyres coming up behind him. All the other guys that fitted wet tyres have made good progress apart from Lycorius, as it is getting a lot heavier out there now. So the intermediate guys are really going to be struggling. As the Guna tiptoes through there. He's definitely going to get snatched in a minute by Achilles. But he is clinging on for dear life pretty well. I think it's just a matter of time before Achilles can close right up and go past him on a late send. Could it be into turn 1 maybe? No, can't get him into turn 1 yet. Three-way battle in the background between Whale, Heatgang and Coxie. The Guna doing a great job of clinging on to second place here. Achilles doesn't want to throw third place away though. Oh, saying that, he just nearly did. Commentator's curse. A bit of a wake-up call there for Achilles. There's obviously still not much grip out there, even with the wet tyres on. Oh, and he nearly loses the back end again. Obviously forcing it really hard to try and get this second place. Cialdino has pulled out a master stroke there. 11 seconds clear now, putting on the wet tyres. Achilles runs a little bit wide. Whale behind him. I think the Guna might just hold out here if he can stay in first place. It's going to be this lap or nothing for Hilly. He might be happy with the podium after this couple of recent races where he's been very unlucky. Cialdino's pretty much got this sewn up. He is streaked off into the distance. Got Pete just trickling around in 12th place. Will get points, so it's worth staying out. Got Coxie with 3-second penalties, so that will push him down a little bit and promote Bowden and VX. Achilles still can't get past, and Whale is coming back. Oh, Whale has got past, and Achilles. So maybe it's drying up and now the intermediate tyres are coming in. So we've got your leader coming round from 15th on the, well, 15 places made up. Great win, great performance in the wet from Cialdino. The Guna coming round the final corner. Can he hold on? Whale is going to try and send it round the outside. I think Whale has done it. Yep, Whale takes second. The Guna in third. Mr. Heatgang in fourth. Achilles gets a very good fifth. Bowden in sixth. Coxie in 7th, VX 8th, Monsters 9th, WPUI 10th, and that rounds out your top 10. So, driver of the day for me is a close one, but due to the pit decision and the fact that he got 12 seconds clear, I am going to give it to Cialdino. So, very good race, mate. Well deserved. Good pit stop strategy. And I will catch everyone same time next week. See ya.